Hello people, me again. Friday, weekend's here again. Let's do this. Look. So, how many USB ports do you use on your desktop? Do you use all of them? Your average computer comes with like about 6 to about 8 USB ports. You got 2 in the front, probably like 2 in the front, and then like about 6 in the back, right? So a USB port on your computer uses 128 devices. Okay, USB port use 128 devices. That's USB. So USB stands for Universal Serial Bus. So my question to you is this: do you use all your USB ports on your desktop? All of them? Do you ever use all of them, or do you just use like, say, between 2 or about 4, and then the rest just sits on E? E meaning empty. Alright. Listen to this. I got a motherboard for you. Listen to this. You got anything to drink here? Alright, we good. Let's do this. New Comet Lake motherboard debuts with, get this, 20 USB ports. 5 times 4 is 20. It got 20 USB ports on the back of the board. 20. New Comet Lake motherboard with 20 USB ports. Right? Debuts. So anyway, it says, if you use a computer for more than 6 minutes, chances you have run short of USB ports at one time or another, depending on the person. But anyway, while modern desktops tend to be well equipped with headiers, the trend in laptops has been towards fewer ports, not more. This has been roundly complained about by journalists and enthusiasts, and mostly ignored by vendors. So it goes, right? Says here, but no longer. The appropriately named American Portwell Technologies has launched a motherboard with a whopping 20 USB 3.2 Gen 1, aka USB 3.0 ports, hung off the back of it. Granted, most people are going to be looking for a motherboard that's a little more consumer focused. But if you needed to hook up a heck of a lot of hardware, this board could handle it. Says here, well, it could sort of handle it for you. Meet the PEB 9783 G2AR. That's the model. Anyway, it says, if you look at the motherboard, there's a group of 4 chips on the south end of the board. That means the south bridge. I am fairly certain these are repeaters, though I wasn't able to determine which company built them or what ports are connected to which USB lane. It says the motherboard documentation makes no mention of repeaters, but it does split seemingly identical USB 3.0 ports into 2 different groups. They say, why split the ports into 2 sections like this? Presumably because there are 4 ports wired up normally, and the rest of the controllers are split between USB repeaters. Does this matter? Well, it could. Let's say you got a collection of, I don't know, 20 Drobos that you need to connect to a single computer. While it's probably would have been better to sort your whatever family photos collection before you needed them to learn SQL to manage data sets. I am not here to judge. He says, here's the important thing to know. The motherboard may have 20 USB ports, but it doesn't have 20 USB 3.0s. USB 3.2 Gen 1's connection on it. According to Intel, the W840E/Q470E chipset both offer a maximum of 10 USB 3.2 Gen 1's ports and 14 USB 2.0 ports, none of which seem to be in use here. There aren't very many difference between these two chipsets at all, with the Q470E offering a total of 6 SATA 6.0 gigabyte ports, compared with 8 on the W480E. The Q470E is a part of the Intel's Stable Image Platform Program SIPP, while the W48OE is not. So it says here, so why bother to highlight a motherboard like this? Mostly because it's fun. We don't talk much about the hardware you can find in the odd little corner of computing, but there's almost always something interesting if you dig around a bit. If you actually had a use for it, you did want to be careful about hooking up the proper USB ports to ensure maximum performance, assuming it matters. If you just need to communicate with a lot of USB devices over low bandwidth ports, even having USB 3.0 included might be overkill. And that's that. So you got a computer with 20 USB ports. So my question to you is this: do you as a computer person, as a person that uses computers, whether it's from the Apple side of things, whether it's from the Windows side of things, or whether it's from the Linux side of things, do you use all your USB ports? And do you use all of them, or would you need a motherboard with 20 USB ports? Because remember, like I said before, a USB port, USB stands for Universal Serial Bus, and you can hook up 127 devices to a USB port. So anything that's USB, whether it's your hard drive, whether it's your phone, whether it's your laptop, whether it's your game controller, whether it's your PC, anything that's USB can be hooked to a USB port. But my question to you again is, would you need all these ports? Would you need a motherboard with so many ports? You know, the only way I can see someone using this, unless they're into they're doing data storage and all that, for to store data, and then you put you could let's say you got a company or something. You could probably run the company off that one computer alone. Just make sure you have a hard drive, say a 8 terabyte, 10 terabyte hard drive per port to save all company data and all that. That's the only way I see. That's the only way I see you need a motherboard with 20 USB ports on it. Other than that, the average user don't even need at least a motherboard with a 20 USB port. You wouldn't need it. You know, you might need a board with say 10 ports, but 20, you know. So that means you'd have to get a USB cable for your phone, your laptop, your tablet, your game controllers, your what else? Your digital camera, and then plug them in each port and then use them. You know, but 20 USB port, that is overkill. You know, when it comes to any use. For when it comes to USB for being on a motherboard, that's overkill. Because the average person, a person in normal life today, don't have that much electronics on them, or don't have It's not doing something super heavy duty to where they would need a board of this size. But you know, some people, you know, who are tech savvy and know what they're doing might go out and buy this board. You know, but 20 USB ports, nah. And then you got like what? You got six SATA ports. You got 6 SATA ports on the board. You know that's for internal usage versus external usage. So like your CD-ROM drive might be SATA. Your you know, your hard drive is SATA or solid state. Or they don't make floppy drive SATAs no more. They don't make floppy drives no more. So this board is just for like, it's just overkill. If it's overkill, you know, because I mean, because your DVD drive is SATA. Your DVD rewrite drive is SATA. Your hard drive is SATA or solid state. So you're still left with like two extra ports, you know. Your video card, I mean, they come with SATA ports on it, but that's like for external use. That's like if you're hooking up different monitors. This board is an overkill when you really look at it. You know, it's an overkill. 20 USB ports. It's just overkill, man. I'm trying to think here, like okay, what else could you use a SATA port for? Because you got your DVD drive, I mean Blu-ray drive, and your Blu-ray rewrite drive. That's 2. Then you got your SATA and your solid state drive. So that's 4. You got 2 SATA ports that's left there, that's sitting there. And then you got these USB, and then your desktop, depending on the case, probably comes with like what, 2 to 4 USB ports in the back. But now you add a motherboard with like 20 ports, so it's like, okay. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what am I gonna use all these ports for? You know, so this board is an overkill in my opinion. You know, because not even the Asus, or a Gigabyte board that I know of comes with 20 USB ports. This board is overkill, man. Overkill. Anyway, what I'm gonna do is this. I'm gonna leave a link. I'm gonna leave a link in the description box with this article so you can look at this. But nice talking to you people again. Chris, still a Star Wars and Star Trek fan. Board, dark side. I'm gone. Peace. Oh.